Hey guys, I'm Saurav, welcome to the channel. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about Final Cut Pro. I have been editing on Final Cut Pro since the last 4 years. It's a video editing software by Apple that works only on Mac machines. If you're a Windows user, I would recommend to use Premiere Pro. If you want to learn how to use it, I have a separate in-depth video about it. The link is in the description. This video is for beginners. If you have used Final Cut Pro in the past and you find it slightly confusing, or even if you haven't used it, don't worry, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll break down the whole process from start to finish on how to edit the video. This is going to be super in-depth, super helpful. I'm super excited. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First, we're going to create an event. Then we're going to create a project. You can use custom settings if you want to change the resolution or aspect ratio. I'll stick with automatic since I'm going to use the settings from my videos. Next, let's import all the files. Go to File, Import, Media, select all the video footages, audio files, music, basically all the files that you need, and we are ready to edit. This is the base timeline where we are going to drag the videos. There are two ways to go about it. First is you select a video, press L for forward playback and press I to set the in point and O to set the out point. And now when you drag, only the selected portion between the in point and the out point will be dragged. Second method is a very straightforward method. You drag the whole video, move the pointer to where you want the video to begin, press Command plus B. Go to the ending point, press Command plus B again. And now just select the unwanted parts and delete it. When I'm recording my A-roll, there are obviously certain mistakes that I make while I'm speaking. I'm not this fluent all the time. What I do is I remove them first before I move to the next step. The A-roll that you're seeing here is not a single clip. It's a combination of a video and an audio file recorded simultaneously but separately for better quality. The question is, how do you exactly synchronize these files? Manually syncing them will be time consuming. There's a solution for it. Select the video and the audio file, right click, synchronize clips. Make sure that use audio for synchronization is selected and click OK. That's it. It's perfectly synchronized. Now we're going to add B-roll, that is the secondary footage on top of this A-roll. In this video, you're currently seeing me talking in front of the camera. This is the A-roll. And the screen recording that you're seeing now is the B-roll. The reason I'm adding B-roll on top of the A-roll is this makes the edit non-destructive. I can easily make changes later without affecting the other clips. It is always better to add layers instead of editing in a single layer. If you want to temporarily hide this video, click on V. If you want it to be visible again, click on V again. If you want to duplicate the same clip, click on the clip, hold Alt and drag. This works for videos, audios and even text. Talking about text, click here and you will see different title options. There's some inbuilt titles and also some third party that I've installed manually. Just drag the title you like. Go to the text option. Here you can change the properties of the animation. And to change the text itself, click here and edit the text. You can also change the font and the size as well and customize as you like. To add a simple text, the keyboard shortcut is Ctrl plus T. This adds a title layer and you can now change the duration of it just by dragging it. Suppose you want to combine this text layer and the video for certain reasons. Select all the clips you want to combine, right click, compound clip. The keyboard shortcut is Alt plus G. This is only done for organizational purpose. You can obviously double click on the compound clip and now you can edit them separately just like before. There are certain inbuilt transitions and effects in Final Cut Pro. This is the tab for effects and this is for transitions. To use them, you just have to drag and drop. For example, I want to cross dissolve between these two videos. I can change the duration of how fast or how slow I want the dissolve to be. There are a lot of effects for videos as well as audio. I would definitely recommend to explore them by yourself. You can also stabilize the video by clicking here and turning on the stabilization. It will take some time and try its best to stabilize the footage. You can change the parameters as well depending on what kind of video it is. Don't rely on stabilization a lot. It is not perfect, but if there's a bit of shake, this can take care of it. Next thing we are talking about is speed ramping. Super interesting tool. But before that, it's time to thank the sponsors of the video, that is Skillshare. If you have been following me, you know I use Skillshare a lot on regular basis. Skillshare is an online learning platform with a lot of classes belonging to different genres like photography, videography, editing, animation, music, a lot of stuff. Recently, I finished a course by one of my inspiration, Amy Vitale, on documentary photography. In this course, she talks about her mindset and how she approaches people. She also talks about her equipments and shares some very important insights about documentary photography. This is definitely going to help me in future when I try my hands on documentary photography. Similarly, if you want to upgrade your skills, check out Skillshare. The link is in the description below. The first 1,000 people to click on the link in the description, you get a free Skillshare trial membership for a month. Now, see this video. The video plays at a normal speed and then it slows down. This is done with the help of speed ramping. This video is shot at 120 FPS and that is why it is in slow motion. We can change the speed of the video. Click here, we can slow it down or we can make it faster. Let's say I want to speed this up by 4 times. The whole video is now faster by 4 times. I want to slow down at this exact point and again speed it up from here. Click here and blade speed. Shift plus B is the keyboard shortcut. Now I can change the speed of this part independently without affecting the other parts. The 2 lines here represent the transition of the speed change. You can increase it to make it more gradual, or if you want a sudden change, you can even reduce it. It depends on what kind of effect you're going for. If you click on normal, it will reset all the speed adjustments. You can also reverse the video and you can see the speed changes to -100. The negative sign means the video is in reverse. I can speed it up as well. You can see -2x. It's going to do the same thing as 2x, but this time it will be in reverse. The next point I'm going to cover is very important and that is keyframing. If I set the scale to 120%, the scale of the entire video changes. What if I want a gradual change? Meaning, I want to start at 100% and gradually zoom in to 120%. This is where we use keyframes. At the start of the video, I set a keyframe at 100% and another keyframe where I want the video to be scaled at 120%. Now, if I right click and click on show video animation, you can see the keyframes. I can move the keyframes manually as well. Closer the keyframes, less gradual will be the effect. Farther the keyframes, more gradual will be the effect. Now, why is keyframes so important? Because it can be used in a lot of different situations in a lot of different ways. Let's say I want to change the opacity of the video from 0 to 100. I'll set a keyframe at 0 and another one at 100. That's it. I can do the same thing with position as well. Just set keyframes for X and Y axis and now I have a smooth movement. One small tip is when adjusting the position, if you want a reference of the horizon, click on view and show horizon. Small step but very important. You can use keyframes even for the audio files. Here I've set the volume of the music track to -20 dB and I want it to completely go away as I start the tutorial. I'll set a keyframe here at -20 and another one here at -infinity. Now the music fades gradually from -20 to infinity and it is not an abrupt cut. Once you start practicing, you will realize keyframing is a very simple step but it will level up your editing game. Talking about color grading, you can make color corrections, exposure corrections and also color grade the video within Final Cut Pro itself. You press Command +6 and you will see the correction window. You can adjust the exposure, saturation and also the color. You get a live feedback of the changes you make, but to get more information, we're going to change the workspace. Click on Window, Workspaces, Color and Effects. Now, you have all the tools which will help you to grade your footage. If I'm making any exposure adjustments, I can exactly see what is being changed and this is super helpful. This is the color board. You can add multiple color boards, multiple curves, wheels, hue saturation curves. You have a lot of options. The reason I'm not covering color grading in depth in this particular video is because 1, it's a long topic and 2, I have a separate in-depth video on how to color grade your videos in Final Cut Pro. Link will be in the description. Once you're done editing the whole video, it's now time to export it. Go to File, Share, master file. Make sure the format is computer. Video encode, I usually stick with better quality. Resolution, depending on what resolution you want to export it. I'll export this at 3840 by 2160, that is 4K resolution. You click on next. Destination, choose the destination folder, save, you're done. That's it from this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you and now you know how to edit a video in Final Cut Pro. If this video helped you, press the like button. For more such helpful content on photography, videography and editing, subscribe to my channel. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.